Good morning. It's Saturday, November 8th, 2025. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Qigong. We'll talk about martial arts philosophy, and work on a little bit this idea that I've been talking about all week of clarity and being able to look at what we're doing, have an understanding of what it is we should be doing, right? And then be able to define whether or not we're close, we're far away, and then what do I need to do to get there? What kind of changes do I need to make to get there? I'm also going to talk a little bit about this idea that I've talked about before of setting goals, and the idea of, well, if I'm going to learn this, if I'm going to work on that, I have to keep doing it. Otherwise, I'm never going to get there, right? Because the process is developmental. It's not instant. It's like, I know this, now I've got it, okay? No, you have to develop it. There are a lot of things in computer systems that are knowledge based. Once you know it, you know it. That's it. That's it. It's not there are nuances and there are different things that can be done, but it pretty much this is it. If you're writing in this code language, you're in this code language. Okay, in martial arts practice, we learn foundations, we learn the fundamentals, the same as we learn the basics of a natural language, the English alphabet, the 10 basic strokes in Chinese writing. There's only 10. The ways in which we take in that information, we develop ourselves so that now we can form words, now we can form, right? We can do some movements. And little by little, the more we practice, I beat up on that a lot, the more we practice, the better we get at doing whatever it is we're doing. In practicing martial arts, we have the idea of what am I doing in this movement as part of what we should be paying attention to. Yesterday, we did push from Wudang Qigong, right? That's it. In Wudang Tai Chi, push, same. The foot method is a little bit different because the stepping method for Tai Chi and what we're doing in Qigong is a little bit different. The foundation is the same. The body work is fundamentally, I told you about the footwork, the body work, what we're trying to do. I'm going to raise my hands, I'm going to shift here, I'm going to have a little step here, and I'm going to push out. That is fundamentally the same. If I'm practicing Qigong, I want generally a more quiet movement. Breathe in, breathe out, connect the breath, take it easy, pay attention to all the small details. Make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Take your time, right? That is the majority of our Qigong practice. That is. In Tai Chi, Wudang Tai Chi, where am I? I'm here. Push, pull down, press, and push. This palm, Lu, Ji, An. Right? The cloud hands. There are things that are the same, right? I'm still here. I'm still going to push. In Tai Chi, I tend to be paying much more attention to the application. Han, Yu, Ji, An. Han, Yu, Ji, An. So the dynamic is different, right? It's not Peng has that sense of upward movement. An has a downward movement. Wudang Tai Chi. In the way that I move, the dynamic is obviously different. My thought process as I'm moving here, pay attention to the application. Pay attention to the body dynamic. Pay attention to keeping my heel well placed so that I can, this heel over here, so I can do something, right? If this is up like this, I can't do anything. I got nothing. If I got this down, now I have something. Yes. That distinction matters. The basic application, this is my understanding. Now, we can open up Qigong. We can use Qigong practice to develop our skill with applications. We can. But if we're going to work on applications, Qigong really isn't the place for it. It's over here. Internal workmanship, Neigong, Qigong, developing the Qi. We want to develop the circulation. We want to develop the skill. We want to develop the connections. We want to develop all sorts of things that we can apply. Yes, we can. We can apply over here. We can use this exercise as a Qigong exercise. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. That is, in fact, what I'm doing in the forms. That connection with the breath, it has to be there. But the layer on top of it, or the layer underneath it, depending on which way you want to look at it, is that there's something else. There's a martial application in what I'm doing. I'm not dancing. I'm not waving my hands in the air. There's an application. And if that isn't clear, and just clarity, if it isn't clear that there could be something, you may not know exactly what it is, but if it isn't clear that there could be something, it's not a martial art. It's something else. Okay? I'm going to use this for a second. Push. We've been talking about this all morning. Push. Pong. Okay? One more time. Pong. Notice my back heel. It stays there. It sets and it doesn't, right? Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, This is wrong. Don't do this. This is bad. Don't do this. I'm gonna not step quite so far. um, don't do that. No, no, no. There's no application to that. It's dance, maybe. Maybe it looks pretty. I don't know. Don't do that. That's not where the heel goes. The idea that we want to connect through the root, which is through the heel, to ground ourselves is part of our practice. It's part of what we should do. Even if you're going to jump, and my jumps are awful, but all right. And I'm not doing this today, but I will at some point. There's a jump in Wudang Tai Chi towards the end. It goes up. I imagine that I'm going up in the air, right? And come down. There's a jump in Xingyi. Here that covers some distance. I didn't cover much distance, right? I didn't. Right? Sit, jump. Mm-mm. The idea that there's something behind it. Yes. This is Xingyi's 5 elements. Let me think about this for a second. I'm judging distance, and I wasn't planning on doing this, so I didn't wear the right shoes, but I'm going to try it anyway. Um, there's a mistake in my step just before I hit the wall. Right. No mistake that time. It took me a minute. I hadn't prepared this. That idea that there's some intent there, that the stepping method has purpose, and that I should be clear about what it is I'm doing. All of that needs to be there, in addition to the particulars for Xingyi. This connection. Do I know what I'm doing? I have just learned it. I've just started the first day. I don't know. My first, my first 6 months in Tai Chi, I didn't have a clue. I didn't. I was learning, but it wasn't until I started paying more attention to the study of the arts Not just this is what I'm studying. I'm learning from this person over here. I'm going to study this. No, I started paying much more attention to a broader study and looking more and more at how this particular art, this particular art is connected to all of the other arts because they're all connected in some fashion. We're using the human body to do something. So they're all connected. What's that connection? What does that look like? Where does this art fit in the history? Where does this art fit in the philosophy? How do we pay attention to what we're doing in this art compared to that one? This morning I talked about Qigong, I talked about Tai Chi, I talked about Xingyi, with the idea that they all share certain elements in practice and that we're paying attention to different things according to which art we're practicing. Tai Chi has that rolling sense of pull back and extend and pull back. The waves rolling unendingly to the ocean, unceasingly to the ocean. You pick word choice, right? This rolling, keep going, right? That's Tai Chi. Xingyi is not. Xingyi is much more abrupt. Xingyi is much more aggressive. Xingyi is much more pay attention to all of the particulars all at the same time. Right now, let's go. And it doesn't retreat. Qigong is much more paying attention to what is going on inside. So, Xingyi, what are the applications? Tai Chi, what are the applications? Qigong applications are much more health related and much more related to our internal body and cultivating that internal sense, that internal breath, energy, and spirit that we want to develop so that as we're practicing whatever else it is we're doing, we animate that art with the spirit, the breath, and the energy that we're cultivating in Qigong practice. I hope this class has been informative. I will be back next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going for 6 o'clock. I'm getting closer. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye.